A thick fog envelops a secluded house outside London, where gas lamps cast long, eerie shadows. Holmes and Watson step into Ashworth's study, a room dominated by towering bookshelves and a silent, unsettling stillness. The scattered chess pieces hint at a game interrupted by death. Ashworth's body slumps over the desk, a coded chess move clutched tightly in his hand. The air carries a faint, bitter scent of almonds, a subtle indication of cyanide poisoning. Inside Scotland Yard, Holmes and Inspector Lestrade converge to dissect the perplexing details of the murder. Holmes emphasizes the calculated nature of the crime, suggesting a mind at work. In Ashworth's study, morning light reveals a meticulously arranged chess set on a mahogany desk. The intricate carvings of the chess pieces hint at a deeper complexity. It is not just a game, but a coded message. In the dimly lit pub, the scent of stale beer fills the air as Holmes and Watson sit across from Colonel Barrett. Barrett's voice cracks with sorrow. Ashworth's death. A terrible tragedy. A good man, gone too soon. Holmes Polbus, indeed. You knew him well, I understand? Barrett reminisces. We served together for years. Chess partners, you might say. Holmes's eyes narrow. A formidable opponent, then? In more ways than one? Barrett affirms. He was a dedicated officer. Always put his duty first. Holmes presses, subtly probing. And your relationship, Colonel? Strictly professional? Or were you close friends outside of the service as well? In the subdued light of the Ashworth residence, Holmes sits opposite Amelia, her face a canvas of emotionless detachment. Amelia's eyes, devoid of emotion, hint at a past, overshadowed by concealed truths and Cold War shadows. She speaks in cryptic puzzles, hinting at dark family secrets buried deep within the past. Holmes watches, sensing her guarded nature and the weight of unspoken words. In the heart of the Cold War, Ashworth and Barrett toil side by side, their every move precise and practiced. Fluorescent lights cast long shadows, highlighting the subtle tension in the cramped bunker. A silent betrayal looms, casting a dark shadow over their camaraderie. In a flashback, Barrett visits Ashworth, their meeting masked as a friendly game of chess. Amidst the game, Barrett subtly poisons Ashworth's drink, the air heavy with unspoken motives. The chessboard becomes a silent witness to a deadly deception. The tense air in the Ashworth residence crackles as Holmes confronts Barrett. A vial of digitalis, its fingerprints starkly visible, lies on the table. Barrett is arrested, his face frozen in disbelief, but Holmes' eyes narrow. Doubt lingers. In the dimly lit room, Holmes stands rigid, his intense gaze fixed on Amelia, shadows dancing around them. Amelia's face remains an inscrutable mask, hiding the chaos churning within. It was you, Amelia. You orchestrated the final act. You used your father's note as bait, a carefully laid trap for Barrett. In the sterile confines of Scotland Yard, Barrett sits, facing the weight of accusations as documents lay bare the charges against him. Inspector Lestrade, stern and unwavering, presents the evidence with meticulous precision, each detail sealing Barrett's fate. Sherlock Holmes stands apart, his gaze distant and contemplative, lost in thought despite the case's seeming resolution. Under the veil of night, London's fog-laden streets swallow the glow of gaslights, casting Holmes and Watson as mere shadows in the swirling mist. The city falls silent, its secrets guarded by the deepest shadows. Holmes pierces the silence. Murder, Watson, is but the loudest of silences. Secrets, the deepest of shadows. Back in the familiar setting of 221B Baker Street, Holmes and Watson settle by the fire, the flames casting shadows that dance with intrigue. Holmes speaks, his words echoing in the room filled with the scent of pipe, tobacco, and old books. In a city like London, truth often plays a longer game. Holmes pauses, then adds cryptically, Some secrets remain buried. Amelia stands in the dim light of Ashworth's study, surrounded by her father's things. She kneels, rummaging through the desk, her face intent. Amelia discovers a hidden compartment, her eyes widening in surprise. She holds old intelligence files, the weight of secrets heavy in her hands. Holmes and Watson navigate the Cold War Museum's dimly lit corridors, where relics of espionage whisper tales of a tense past. Holmes halts before a display of Cold War espionage tools, his sharp gaze dissecting the intricate history. Watson squints at a complex cipher machine, his confusion palpable as he grapples with its cryptic mechanisms. Holmes observes, "Watson, observe how the echoes of the past reverberate in the present." The shadows of the Cold War continue to stretch long. Watson nods thoughtfully, sensing the lingering tension. "Indeed, Holmes. One can almost feel the tension of those times, even now." The chess club is dimly lit, filled with the scent of old wood. Holmes moves between tables, observing players' subtle gestures and calculated movements. He observes the players' expressions, seeking to understand their psychology. Holmes seeks to understand the psychology of deception within the game. Amidst the hushed halls of the archives of London, Watson delves into the past. He uncovers details of Ashworth and Barrett's covert dealings during the Cold War. Holmes follows a dim lead into the heart of an abandoned warehouse, where secrets lurk in the shadows. Dust motes dance in the moonlight, revealing scattered papers, silent witnesses to a clandestine meeting. A grim realization dawns as Holmes deciphers the evidence. The conspiracy extends beyond Ashworth and Barrett. This is far bigger than I initially thought. Holmes and Watson study the evidence, revealing a web of spies and double agents entwined in Ashworth's history. In a dimly lit government office, Holmes faces a nervous contact amidst towering stacks of files. The contact, visibly agitated, slides a thick, classified file across the table. Holmes leans in, his voice low and probing. "This is it? Everything on Ashworth and Barrett's Cold War operation?" The contact warns. "It's all I could get. They buried it deep. Be careful, Holmes. Some things are better left forgotten." In the dimly lit apartment, Holmes confronts Amelia, his intense gaze piercing the silence. "I know everything, Amelia. Your involvement, the real reasons behind your actions." Amelia shifts, her eyes darting nervously, her silence echoing louder than any words. Finally, Amelia speaks, her voice barely a whisper. "It's true. I wanted to expose the corruption, the rot that festers within the intelligence community. Amidst London's bustling streets, a frenzied chase ignites. Watson, struggling to keep up, follows closely behind Holmes as they pursue their suspect. The suspect weaves through the crowded streets, desperately dodging carriages and stalls. With determined strides, Holmes gains ground, closing in on his target. The courtroom buzzes with anticipation as the trial of Colonel Barrett begins, the air thick with uncertainty. Holmes steps forward, his presence commanding as he begins to unravel the intricate web of deceit. Evidence unfolds, revealing layers of hidden truths and long-held secrets. In the oppressive dimness, shadows dance across the cold stone walls of the prison cell. Holmes stands, an imposing figure against the bars, observing Barrett. Barrett sits heavily on the edge of his bunk, his face a canvas of weariness and regret. In the somber expanse of a London cemetery, Holmes and Watson stand silently before Ashworth's grave, their expressions reflecting deep contemplation. The weight of the unsolved case hangs heavily, amplified by the betrayal that continues to haunt them. A dense fog begins to roll in, enveloping the cemetery and its ancient gravestones in an ethereal mist. The secrets buried with Ashworth now seem to rise with the fog, blurring the lines between the living and the dead.